Hey guys, as you know, I love customizing my Samsung Galaxy S3. Now obviously I've been using Nova Launcher for quite some time, but I've just discovered Action Launcher Pro, and in my opinion it is the best launcher available for Android right now. I'm Mark from God with the Glass, and let's take a first look. Okay guys, so right away you're going to be asking, what is Action Launcher Pro? Basically what it is a launcher that replaces your default launcher, in my case TouchWiz. If you've got an HTC One, then it's going to replace Sense. Now what it allows you to do is a couple of different things that you can't usually do with either of those two. Now the first thing obviously is very customizable. Obviously as you can see here, I've already changed a load of things around. I do have these stock Jelly Bean icons, obviously for things like the telephone, obviously for the messaging, things like that. So I'm getting a pretty stock experience without having to root the actual device. And I have put Android 4.2.2 on here as well, so I'm getting a pretty good stock experience at the moment. But what Action Launcher Pro allows you to do is just some kind of tweaks and some bits here and there that really speed up your Android device and just increase the experience, in my opinion. Now obviously you've got your standard array of home screens. Well, I've got my main page here, to the left I've got my music widget, and to the right I've got my Gmail account. Now what it also can allow you to do is to put certain shortcuts and things at the top here. So you can see here that I've got a little button, which if I click on that, takes me straight to the Play Store. And the one next to that, if I click on that one, it's going to take me straight to Google Now, which again, real nice. So it's going to take me into my Google search, so I can search things real easy and not going to really have a problem there. Now one thing that I really do like is it gets rid of the app drawer icon from down the bottom here. So you see I've got my 5 icons here, which I'll go into in just a minute, because you're obviously looking at these little squares on the edge here, just wondering kind of what they are. Now what this little icon along the top here allows you to do is either tap on the icon like so, or you can just swipe in from the side and it will bring up a list of all your apps in alphabetical order, and also your widgets as well, alphabetical order there. So again, it's a real nice way to access your app drawer real quickly, just sliding in from the side. And again, I just find it a bit quicker and just a bit smoother than having the apps down the bottom and kind of having the app drawer, you know, as you usually would. And now onto the actual applications themselves. I will be doing a what's on my Android video quite shortly, but for now I'll just kind of inform you of how these applications work. Now for instance, with the Google Plus app, if we use this one as an example, you can obviously tap on the application and it will open the app as normal. But it will also allow you to do, obviously you can see just in the corner here, it's got kind of a square with 3 lines in it. What that allows you to do is if you actually swipe up on the actual application, it opens a widget to that app. So again, real nice, and obviously I'm in Google Plus now, I can go through the stories here, and it allows me to kind of look through a couple of things without having to go right into the app, that I can go straight back to my home screen. And it's going to do the exact same if I swipe up. It's going to do the same for Twitter, and again swipe up on there, and it's going to recommend things from the Play Store, and again this one's going to bring up my Google Drive. So again, that's a really nice way to kind of get quick access to your applications and to kind of have a look in there. Another thing that I'm going to show you as well is something that they call not necessarily folders, but they call them covers. And what it allows you to do again is kind of create a folder-like experience. So again, if I get my WhatsApp, and also I've got my messaging here as well, so I'm going to put those on top of each other, which as normal would create a folder. Now if you click on the folder, you'll see the standard kind of 3 dots that Android has for the settings, and it says then that I can make a cover. So again, I can click on that, and then what it's going to do, it's going to just replace it with one icon. In this instance, it's going to be the icon that you have first on your list, which in my case is messaging. And again, it's going to work very similar to the shutters that we had here, which open up a widget, and that if you slide up, it's going to open the folder. So again, really nice way to kind of have a very minimal design, but have a lot of apps on there. So for instance, I could have my kind of 10 main apps along here, 15 if you include the bottom ones, but I could have every single app that I have in my phone, but you're only going to see one icon, which kind of represents what is in each. So again, with messaging, for instance, I may put Facebook in there, or Facebook Messenger, and then for instance my camera and my Instagram, I may put those into one cover as well, so obviously I can view everything in terms of photographs, things like that. So again, really nice simple app. In terms of the actual settings themselves, to be fair, there isn't a huge amount of settings, maybe not as much as what you would get with Nova Launcher, which is a little bit disappointing, but they are updating the app quite a lot. And one thing that I do really like is usually when you click on the menu button and go go into settings, it takes you to your system settings. Now there is a separate option there for system settings, but if you click on settings now, it's going to take you straight into the Action Launcher Pro settings, and then it's going to have a little toggle up there to go into your normal settings. So really nice if you want to get quick access to either one. There's multiple ways to do it. So if we get into display settings now, you can obviously choose the standard things like your eye contact, screen margins, which is the edge of the screen, how close you want apps to be, and obviously you got wallpaper scrolling. You can have an invisible action bar, which is the bar on the top of the screen, because if I now untick that, and then if I go back to my home screen, you can see there's a little black bar on the top there which has kind of the actions in it that come with Action Launcher Pro. But for me personally, I think it, you know, gives an illusion of maybe a smaller screen, so I always personally have that on myself. And obviously you can display an edge shadow. Obviously it's got background. You can do your home page count, how many home pages you want to have. I always pretty much have 3. And obviously you can disable or enable if you want to see the actual name of apps that are on your home screen as well. So the actual settings themselves are quite limited. Obviously you can see from here you've got display apps. Obviously if you click on here, it's going to bring up a list of all your applications, and you can tick ones that you don't want to appear in that little sidebar, so that's real nice as well. And again, you can import from an existing launcher and things like that. So again, like I say, this is a quick look at Action Launcher Pro. I'm Michael from Copy Glass, and this, in my opinion, at the moment anyway for myself, is the best launcher available for Android. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.